Hi guys, this is Craft Masters again, and today we are going to show you how to make a duct tape koozie. So the supplies you'll be needing today are duct tape. We got two. You'll need scissors or an X-Acto knife or a ruler and like a cutting pad. Something that can measure. So to start it off, you'll be using 3 strips that will look like that, and 1 little strip that will look like that. So you'll repeat this process 3 times, and you will repeat this process 9 times. So the length that you'll be needing for the long strip is 9.5 inches. For the small strip, you'll be needing 3.5 inches. So while I'm making these strips,
I'll be making these strips. We already have one done, just to show you. But we'll be making the rest in this video.
so what you want to do when you have the strips cut with the small and long strips, you'll just fold them in half, like that.
I do 7 inches because it goes faster. But and then I cut it in half at the 3.5 inch.
So once you have your 3 strips, so you have your 3 strips, you are gonna easily just take or line up the 3 strips like,
You just drop the X-Acto knife.
like
I'll get it.
like this. Kind of line them up, and then you'll take the small piece and just sort of weave it.
Found it.
Weave it through the camera lens. Make sure it's tight. And what we're gonna want to do is take a 3.5 inch. Here. 3.5 inch. Three and a half piece of duct tape, and you are going to split the thing in half the long way. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of make sure it's tight. And then you'll just kind of cover up the end so it won't fall out or anything, and so it's sturdy. Make sure it's sturdy. Make sure it's... So when you have the first one, it'll sort of look like that. You can see it. Sort of look like
The
that.
duct tape is rolling away.
And you'll just kind of do the process over again. But you'll want to alternate the steps and make sure it's in there nice and tight. in, you probably want to do this with the other side too, just so it's easier to weave into. You'll want to take the other half of that 3.5-inch duct tape and cover up the side here. Cover up the other side of the 3 strips. And then you'll just cut off or rip off any of the excess.
Freezing a bit down here.
Cut off any of the excess duct tape, which will be there, so that if you have it there, it won't fall apart or anything. So once you have that, just make sure that it's tight and in an even line. So you'll just keep repeating the process 9 times over and over. Always make sure it's tight.
How many do you have up there?
4. So it'll start to sort of look like that once you have it all. But we'll show you what you have to do when you get them all weaved through. So
There's Gerson again. There's Gerson again. This is excess. Yeah.
always make sure it's tight. So I'm going to keep telling you about that so it stays together.
Weaving is actually not that hard.
If you just repeat the processes over and over, you'll get used to it and you'll just go with the flow. You'll actually use 8 strips instead of 9. We sort of calculated that wrong.
Well, sometimes
Sometimes
it varies.
it,
You may end up with 8. You may end up with 9. This first one we did ended up
with 9.
using 9, but the one we're doing right now, we ended up.
So then, once you're kind of done, you'll end up with that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one more strip. One more strip of 9.5. Wait. But instead of folding it in half, you're going to want to cut it in half. Cut it or rip it, it doesn't matter. You want to make sure it's in half. So first you want to make sure that there's none of them that are completely the same, or that are the same. So once you have that, you're going to take your strip and kind of just make sure they're all folded in with it, like this. Then you're going to fold it over again. Then you're going to do the same with the other side. little long or a little short on the edges here. But if that happens, just try to fold it over or put an extra piece of duct tape there so it stays together. So you'll kind of end up with something sort of like that. And then you're gonna take your pop can, if you have one, and you're just gonna have to wrap it around and make sure it's even. So if it's even, you're gonna take a strip of either one of your duct tape, doesn't matter. And you're gonna make it another 3.5 inches. You'll wanna cut this in half also. Like this. So what you wanna do is when they meet up, you're gonna take your strip and kind of just put it on the seam there. And then you'll sort of have the roundness of it. Like that. If there's like spots right there, what you wanna do, what you wanna do is you wanna take your pieces of duct tape and just fill that up. Like that. So once you have that, once you have the roundness of it, and you measured it to make sure that it could fit,
You're going to make the
bottom now, like she said.
If you can see it,
Yeah.
camouflaged.
So you'll kind of end up with something like that. If I can take it off. There. So what you'll do with this is you're gonna only make one strip of duct tape, like about 4 1/4 inches long. Or just rip a piece off. And then you'll take a little bit smaller piece. You're gonna put it right on top of it, leaving both sides open like that. So what you wanna do now,
Looks like candy.
and you'll wanna put it under it. Put it under the bottle.
Hold it.
You'll put it under the bottle like this.
It's
a little too long.
but
You can just cut a little bit of it off if it's too long. But if you have, you just tape it on to one side and you'll follow it over on the other. So then you'll kind of look like that, when it's like that. And then you'll just tape it on to the other side. If we can get it off.
the bottom doesn't have to be really tight. It can be kind of loose.
But it's kind of nice if it's tight. Or not really, but. So once you have that tied on, or taped on, you are ready to just try out the koozie. So what you'll do is you just slip it in there, and like real koozies, it will have the 2 holes on the side.
And it should just slip
And it should
on.
slip on, and then
If it's really loose, then you can put like, I don't know, like tape on the top.
you can
so
just
that-
kind of make it thicker if you need. Otherwise, that's really about it. So
Well, it should be the right measurements.
it should be the right measurements.
If it's like a different kind of pop can, like a thinner one, then there might be like different measurements to it. But We're just doing the regular
like
pop can.
Yeah, so here you go, and hope you like it. Subscribe, like, comment, and
Thumbs up.
remember, just make it tight if you need. That's really all I can say about this. So,
Bye bye.
bye. Another video of Craftmaster.
Oh, I can't reach it.